Welcome back, Straight Talkers. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Dr. Allie, and I'm a board-certified psychiatrist. Today I'm going to react to the Oprah Winfrey Show. And in this episode, Oprah interviews a mom with 20 personalities. Let's get started.
Look around, if you will, at all of these paintings. They are all self-portraits. And here's what's so intriguing about them. They are all self-portraits of one woman painted by some of the 20 different personalities that live inside her head. Some are children, some are older, some are male, some see themselves as heavy, some look lonely. And one holds the key to why her mind split into 20 pieces. Her story is like her life. It's layered and at times really heartbreaking and unbelievably fascinating.
Wow, this is really interesting. It sounds like this woman has the diagnosis dissociative identity disorder, which is called DID for short. It used to be referred to as multiple personality disorder, and it occurs when someone has a disruption of identity, which is characterized by two or more distinct personality states. And this diagnosis is something you see portrayed, usually poorly, in various movies such as Sybil, Split, Fight Club, and Primal Fear.
So welcome, Kim. Hi. So who am I talking to?
Patricia.
Patricia. Yeah. Where is Kim?
I believe that Kim's asleep. Things got too much for her, so she just disappeared, and we have to take over the running of the body.
So you feel that you're just using her body?
Yeah, just borrowing it.
When did you realize that there were, or feel that there were other entities living in this body?
I thought what I was going through was normal, so I kept losing time, but at that moment I thought it was because I was drinking too much alcohol. And I wasn't. I was having a glass of wine. I'd disappear. Somebody else would then take over the body. When I came back, I had the rest of the glass of wine or got another one. And I thought, every time I'm out, I'm drinking a lot. So that would affect my memory.
Every time you're out?
Out, being in charge of the body, the main person, like who you're talking to now, is me, Patricia. And the others are not in control of this body at the moment.
Do you know what the other alters do when you, Patricia, are not present? Are you aware of what everyone else is doing?
No, I'm not aware at all. It's like I've just gone to sleep, and I'm only told by friends or my therapist, Amy, our daughter, they will fill us in with the missing time if they're around. Mm-hmm. If they're not around, then I can tell by the paintings. So if somebody's been painting, I can tell by the style who's been around. So I become a bit like a detective to find out what's happened during the missing time.
So in addition to having two or more distinct personality states, the other main criteria someone needs to have in order to be diagnosed with DID is recurrent episodes of dissociative amnesia. And what we see are memory gaps in the person's ability to recall various information, whether it's about everyday events, personal information, or even aspects of trauma. People often describe feeling like a big chunk of time is missing, similar to what Kim describes here.
Now, to communicate with all of the other personalities, I understand your therapist sends separate emails to all of the alters. So if you get an email for, say, Ken or for Don, and you, Patricia, are at your computer, do you just hold that email and wait until they show up?
No, we've got all different email addresses.
And you all have different email addresses.
And I can't get into they've got their own password.
What's it feel like being you?
I've known no different. I'm me and they're them. So, for me, because I'm not co-conscious and there's no talking of the other personalities in my head or anything, for me, I just feel like a singleton, meaning just me.
All right, so let's go over some terminology real quick. You heard Oprah refer to Kim's alters, and this is the term used to describe someone's identities or personality states. Some people will still use the word personalities, but in my experience, the term alter is used more frequently within the DID community. Another term I've heard used instead of alters is parts. And then when someone with DID has more than one alter, the term used to refer to all the alters collectively is a system. So Kim also mentions the term singleton and co-consciousness. And in order to understand these, we need to first understand the idea of fronting or being up front. These are the terms used to describe the alter that is presently in control of the body and interacting with the world. So in this interview with Oprah, right, Patricia is the alter that is currently fronting. Now, when someone is co-conscious, the alters within the system share an awareness of what's going on. And this can be in regards to what's happening inside the body or in regards to what's happening on the outside of the body. And some alters can hear or see what's happening on the outside when they're not up front, while others might even pass information back and forth between themselves while they're inside. The amount of co-consciousness someone has varies from individual to individual. Some will have a lot, while others will have none. And those with a lot of co-consciousness often have less amnesia and memory gaps. In this case, Patricia describes herself as being a singleton, meaning that her alter is the sole occupant of the body. And by the sounds of it, there's very little, if any, internal communication within her system, which leads to more frequent memory gaps.
So to better understand Kim's mind, her therapist helped introduce us to more of the personalities. Amy is by her side as we go through this process. So you know, Amy has seen and heard all of this before. It's a conscious decision by Kim and her therapist to not hold anything back from her daughter, Amy. Take a look.
Anytime the personalities come out, I'm afraid that I may never come back again.
With help from Kim Noble's therapist, Kim's alternate personalities come out one by one. First, dominant personality, Patricia, disappears, and Bonnie takes over. Bonnie used to be the main personality who took care of daughter Amy.
Hello. Nice to see you. It's a long time to see.
I know.
Because, yeah, it's nice to see her.
Amy doesn't get to see Bonnie very much anymore. In the early years, the constant threat of having her daughter taken away by social services sent Bonnie into seclusion.
When Bonnie disappeared, I think I was about 7 or 8.
It got very stressful with social services were putting a lot of pressure on us, so I just couldn't take any more. And I just cracked up over it all, and that was it.
So it's not uncommon for people to decompensate psychologically when experiencing various stressors or triggers. And this can lead to further changes in identity, whether it's new alters being formed or even old ones forming new characteristics. In Bonnie's case, the threat of social services taking Amy away from her led to her staying inside for a period of time. Other triggers people have described that have led to worsening symptoms include ongoing abuse, later life re-traumatization, the birth of a child, the death or illness of a loved one, or even a motor vehicle accident.
A little while later, Ken emerges. He's 21 years old, homosexual, and doesn't acknowledge he is one of many personalities.
Hi, Ken. I'm Kirsten.
Ken thinks I'm one of his friend's daughters.
And why do you see a therapist?
People got problems with me being gay, so I see a therapist.
Who has a problem with that?
The outside world.
Do you date?
I haven't for a long time, but yeah, I've had some nice boyfriends.
When you look in the mirror, who do you see?
Me.
But
who do you
you're
see?
A man. When I look at you, I see a woman.
I'm not transvestite.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
This is strange. Yeah, I'm gay, but I'm not a transvestite.
Okay.
I don't dress up in girls' clothes. I've got no boobs.
One of Kim's more tortured personalities is agitated when she comes out.
Evil. Evil.
Her name is Salome.
Hi, Salome. I'm Kirsten.
She's really evil.
Salome is a personality who rants and raves. She doesn't sit down. She's always walking around the room and not settled.
Salome is deeply religious and seems quite angry.
She was a good Catholic woman. An evil daughter.
What happened, Salome, to the good Catholic woman?
She died. She got killed She died. That's it. I've got to go now. Bye.
That altar is a little unsettling to watch. As you can see though, the altars can be quite variable. They can have different ages, genders, names, preferences, perceptions of appearances, temperaments, and even memories. I've even read that some have biological differences as well, whether it's differences in vision, allergies, blood pressure, heart rate, or even glucose levels. It'd be really interesting.
I have some of your paintings here, and I just wanted to know, what's your inspiration for some of these paintings?
Well, people have got to know what goes on, don't they? Just got to know. It's just these things happen. People don't believe they happen.
Are you painting from memories from your childhood?
Yes. These things happen, and children get hurt. It makes me very sad. They're not happy.
So it's been estimated that 90% of those with DID have experienced some form of childhood abuse or neglect. And this can be in the form of physical, sexual, or emotional abuse. Other reports of trauma have included childhood medical and surgical procedures, war, child prostitution, and terrorism.
Can you tell me about yourself? How old are you?
I'm 12.
And what are some of your first memories of your childhood?
People have got to know this goes on because you've got to look after children. Because people don't believe it happens. And they've got smiles on their faces because they find it funny. So don't take sweets. Bad sweets, good sweets. There's good sweets and bad sweets. So you just don't take the bad sweets. And they can give you sweets. And then they zap you. But it's your fault, isn't it?
Why is it your fault?
Because you took the sweet.
Looking at her art reminds me of a saying I came across once when reading about art therapy. It was, art provides an outlet for when words fail. Basically, it can be a safe way to create a space and separation from you and your trauma experiences.
So what do you think of the personality, Rhea Pratt, when you see that personality, 12 years old, talking about the childhood?
It makes me sad, but I haven't got those memories that she's got. So I'm hearing it like a third person. Mm-hmm. I don't hold the memories that she's got, and I don't think, if I did, I probably would not be able to cope.
You wouldn't be able to cope. So you do not remember what happened to you as a child? You don't remember your childhood at all?
I remember parts of it, but not any abuse.
Who did you grow up with? Mother and father?
Yes.
Do you think your mother or father or both did something to you?
They didn't do anything to me, no.
Did you catch that? She's saying that she, Patricia, the alter, hasn't experienced abuse, but what about Rhea?
Do you have any idea who did?
Not me. I haven't had any abuse. I'm lucky not to have had any.
You, Patricia, the
yes.
Personality, Patricia is. So what personalities did have something done to them?
Rhea Pratt.
Rhea Pratt.
Yeah.
So this is a prime example of how the conscious mind distances itself away from the present moment while another comes forward to capture and hold those painful memories of abuse. That part of the person is then able to keep the rest of the person safe by isolating those experiences. Can you imagine carrying those memories with you day after day and trying to live a functional and productive life? I can't. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the top video to see another psychiatrist reacts.